Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Lexus IS350 F Sport with the handling package. It's finished off in ultra white with an MSRP just shy of $58,000. We have a very nice luxury focused sedan from Lexus here that is very popular. And we'll start off with what this is powered by. Underneath the hood is the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. This is paired to the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 311 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. This model is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in around 3,800 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds with a top speed of 144 miles an hour. Now with this specific model, we do have the blackout package, so it provides it with all the gloss black. There's also the Lexus badge, which is the forward sensor. There's a camera too. The dark housings for all of the LEDs up front. There's more gloss black along with the parking sensors as well, and it just gives it a really nice classic design for the IS model. There's also some subtle lines that come down the hood too. Now this is also equipped with a set of 19-inch BBS wheels, finished off in matte black with that multi-spoke design. There's the F Sport badge behind that, more gloss black for the side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal. There's also a sunroof, really nice trim accent that surrounds all the window trim. And then here's a look at all of the options with that blackout package, panoramic roof, F Sport handling package, the LEDs, the navigation there with the Mark Levinson, the paint as well. So quite a lot for this sedan, but also has a really nice side profile to it with all of the angles and lines in that lower section. Now there's also gloss black for the spoiler. There's the dark housing for all the lights in back. There's a backup camera with all the sensors, and then more gloss black and the dual exhaust. There's also a subtle F Sport logo right on the underside there. And when we open up this trunk, there's actually a good bit of space. You can fold down the back seats if you need that much more space, and there's even a spare tire underneath. So you have additional storage if you needed to place some items there as well, making this a very practical sedan. A lot of people daily drive these, so you have quite a lot for its smaller size. Now on the interior, the rear door panel is pretty simple. There's no storage even in the lower section, which is odd, but there's a really nice trim accent surrounding that. It's on the release handle too. And then once we hop into the back, at 5'10", it's not that bad. We have the easy entry and exit, so this seat slides all the way back, so I could move it forwards if I needed to. We have storage pockets, we have climates in the middle. There's even your armrest. You do get cup holders. They poke out of the front there. And then my head is almost against the headliner here, but I could still ride around town, maybe go on a short road trip and be fine in the back. Now up front, you get all of your window adjustments, side mirror controls, even memory seating adjustments, and you do get storage up front. And then we have these automatic seats. Well, let's start this up now. So you'll notice the seat is going to move forwards. We have the leather steering wheel with the paddle shifters, F Sport badge on the lower section. There's your cruise control stock. And then you have these controls to go through the gauge cluster. So right now you can see there's a little bit of information. It's a little limited going through the middle here, but you can push that tack over and now you have a lot more to go through. So you have all these standard safety features. You can go through messages, your distance pacing, your audio and compass, and then you have a few of what you just saw. However, there's a few additional settings on this menu here. So it's nice that you can do that. You have your distance pacing, lane keeping assist, volume tuning, all of your Bluetooth and voice commands. Hidden over on this left side, you have some dimmer switches along with your automatic headlights. There's even the rear sunshade, which you can adjust, along with the view button. So you can use that for the infotainment system here and go through those angles just to give you another view. There's also some leather on the gauge cluster surround. And then with the rest of the screen, it is a touchscreen system and you do have the split view. So you can look at some of this information on the right and still keep info on the left side. Now to go through it further, you can use the controls down below. So you have that trackpad where you can get into some of this information and quickly go through that as needed. Now there's a clock with air vents underneath that, along with all of your adjustments for your fan speed, temperature dials, where you would like the air to go. This even still has the CD player with your volume and tuning, some more radio adjustments. And this model is also equipped with the heated and ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel too. Now if we put this into reverse, here's the camera system that you get. And then you do have the ability to look at the forward-facing camera at slower speed. So when you put it into drive, you can have that automatically pop up, so that way you can view that as needed. You do get a few different driving modes that will change on the gauge cluster as well. To go through those, you have a snow mode, traction control, auto hold, There's cup holders, a little bit of storage in the armrest, as well as in the glove box. And then you have garage door buttons up top and the dome lights too. Now the sunshade is manual, but you have the adjustments for the sunroof, which are automatic. And then here's a look at visibility. It's pretty easy to see over both shoulders, so you don't have that many blind spots for this car. And we are in Sport S Plus now, second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration. We have a lot more potential, of course, for this. And it's really going to shine in the higher RPM range. From a lot of comments and feedback that I've seen from owners with the IS350, the paddles are pretty responsive at the speeds that I'm going today. But from what I've heard from all of you guys with your feedback, they get a little bit more crisper and quicker in the higher RPM range, which I won't be doing today, but it is nice to know that you can get a little bit more reactiveness at those higher speeds. So you can also rev out the gears as well, which I like, especially if you're doing some performance driving. You're not limited to, 3,000-4,000 RPM, but seems like a sweet spot for this car is probably around 5,000 or so, which seems very reasonable, especially, on the track, mountain roads, things like that. It gives you a good bit to be able to go through. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the IS350. Definitely a nice layout. We have a lot of simplicity to it, but I like all of the features. Everything is laid out very well, so it's easy to use. Even while you're driving, you can quickly get to all the functions that you would like, which is nice. But it gives you a nice premium interior, especially for the price again, and just an overall great drive. So this is something, again, would be an excellent daily driver, something to have for several years. One thing to note, it is on the smaller side for the Lexus lineup. So it is smaller, but that makes it better for handling. It's a little bit more nimble. It's going to be better in parking lot situations, slow speed settings like that. But it is a little bit small. So if you are looking to use the back seat often, it might not be the option that you want. Look at how tight this is. And you have the forward camera too if you need that. But it is on the small side, so that's just something to note, just depending on your family size, what you're putting in the vehicle, things like that. But overall, for its size, it's very nice and practical for what it has to offer. I do wish it was a little bit louder. You can get that in the IS500 or maybe put on an aftermarket exhaust if that is what you choose to do. But with this luxury brand, it sounds pretty good even in the sport mode settings there. And then you do have the functional driving modes. So you can put it into eco, where as I give it gas, we're really not moving because you don't have that throttle response or that responsiveness. So it's nice, depending on how you would like to drive, you can set that up. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Lexus IS350 F Sport. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.